Evaluate the expression without using a calculator. On number 6, they're asking us for arc sine of 0. So in my mind, or I sketch out on paper, I ask myself, where does sine equal 0? Well, I know sine is here, 0 here when theta equals 0 because x is 1 and y is 0. And I know sine is 0 here when theta equals pi because the coordinate here is negative 1, 0. Because remember, in the unit circle, y equals sine theta. And for both of these y values, they're 0. But if we're focusing on arc sine, our inverse function, that is only defined for a range where our angles are between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. Graphically, that is this right side of the circle only. So therefore, I can't use this half. So therefore, arc sine of 0 is 0. Same idea works for arc cosine of 0. First thing I think of is in my unit circle, where is cosine 0? Where it's 0 up here, where theta equals pi over 2, because this is the point 1, or sorry, 0, 1. And it's also 0 down here, where theta equals 3 pi over 2, or the coordinate 0, negative 1. But they're asking for arc cosine, not all possible values. And we know arc cosine only passes the horizontal line test when my angles are between 0 and pi, which are the top half of my unit circle. Therefore, I can't use 3 pi over 2. So arc cosine of 0 is pi over 2. Now we're looking at arc tangent of 1. So I think about my unit circle, and I think about where is tangent positive 1. So all students take calculus. Well, tangent will not be positive here or here. So tangent is 1 for this angle, which is pi over 4, and for this angle, which is 5 pi over 4. However, arctangent only exists between those two vertical asymptotes, where our angles are between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. So that is only looking at the right side of the circle. Therefore, we won't use this answer. So arctangent of 1 is only pi over 4. Sine inverse of negative square root 2 over 2. So first I think about, in my unit circle, where is sine negative? So all students take calculus. Sine will not be negative here or here. So we know our possible angles are here, which is 5 pi over 4, or here. And I'll talk about this angle in a minute. So keep in mind that inverse sine is only defined between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. So that means we can only use this right side of our circle. Now, if we are going down in the negative direction, this angle is actually negative pi over 4, right? Because it's going to negative pi over 2. So inverse sine of negative square root 2 over 2 is negative pi over 4, following inverse rules.